Hello and welcome to Your Coaching Journey, a podcast for doctors about coaching. Whether you're a coaching doctor, a doctor who is learning to coach, or a doctor who'd like to build coaching into your professional life, then this is the podcast for you.
Hello, I'm Helen Livers, and with me today is my co-host and business partner, Tom Dillon. Hi, Tom. How are you today?
I am wonderfully well.
Of course you are.
Yeah. We're doing an interview day, so that's always puts me in a good mood. So yeah, I'm very excited about this.
So we have someone else joining us today, don't we? So would you like to introduce our guest, Tom?
I'd be delighted. So joining us today is Dr. Sherina Fernandes, who is a portfolio lifestyle GP working in both digital health and lifestyle medicine. She set up her own coaching business called Renew Lifestyle, following her training on the Transformational coaching Diploma, and is passionate about empowering people to take control of their health through coaching around common sense, practical lifestyle changes. So Sherina's current portfolio of roles, as well as being a GP, clinical services lead at a digital health company, a lifestyle physician, and a health coach. She also runs NHS group menopause consultations. So welcome, Sherina. I hope
Sherina.
My introduction did you justice.
Hello, thank you. It sounds like I'm
Lovely
very
to see
busy,
you.
doesn't it?
It does sound like you're very busy. As you know, most of the doctors we come across are very busy people, and they seem to invite the busyness, which it's not always a good thing, but let's assume you have the balance right, Sherina.
Yes, no, I do not invite busyness.
Good. Excellent stuff. So obviously we met on the coaching Diploma, so we've known each other for a while now. And one of the things I was curious about, you're obviously busy in terms of your medical role and being a GP. So with all that, all the different roles that you have, what prompted you to start learning about coaching and getting involved?
So before I did the coaching Diploma, I had done the lifestyle Diploma. I was kind of like many GPs thinking, how can I keep this going? And had tried to bring lifestyle medicine into GP land and it wasn't really working. So actually the Diploma I did more for myself for a bit of coaching. So I met somebody who'd done the Diploma and thought, that's a good idea. I'll get some coaching, but I get a diploma at the end of it because, as you know, doctors are obsessed with qualifications.
Yeah.
So I kind of came into it not really expecting that at the end of it, I would want to be a coach. But once I was in and once I was doing it, I absolutely loved it. And I think many people who really like the essence of general practice will love coaching. So yeah, it was because of the Diploma that I realized I wanted to be a coach as well, but I wanted to do it all. So I still wanted to do the lifestyle and be a doctor and all the rest. So, and then, you know, it was finding a way to do it.
Yeah. And obviously one of the things that we've realized in running the program and coming across people such as yourself that have done the lifestyle medicine Diploma is that it's such a good fit. Yeah. To combine your lifestyle medicine learning with coaching works so well. Well, you can tell us all about that in a moment, but we just recognise that it, you know, as well as generally for doctors, coaching is a good activity to learn. But actually, for lifestyle medicine, it's a perfect fit.
Definitely.
Good, excellent stuff. So that was the reason you came into it, was to get some coaching. And obviously that has worked. Receiving the coaching has worked because you now have a lifestyle medicine business, which is one of your intentions. Mm-hmm. So how are you actually using your coaching learning now?
Personally and professionally?
Both. I want to hear it all. Leave nothing out.
So, because I mean, you do, like anybody doing your Diploma, you listen differently, I think, after you coach. And that translates into your personal relationships as well. But I guess if I talk about professionally, because I use it in each role actually. So in my clinical lead role at Doctor Care Anywhere, I have a cohort of GPs. So sometimes that might mean that people are struggling or just need some mentorship. So the coaching comes in useful then. For performance management, obviously, it can be really helpful. The main use, I guess, I am currently, so I have my lifestyle physician role and I have my business, which is, as a lifestyle physician. One thing I would say, it's all well and good to tell people what they should do, but they need to know how. And I think only they know how they're going to eat well, sleep better, and all the rest of it. So I'm using coaching every time I consult as a lifestyle physician. I'm also working for a company called Dream Health. So Dream Health, I was initially there as their lifestyle physician and, looking at bloods and more of the doctor role. But they obviously realized that I'm also a coach. So I have coaching clients. So I've got one at the minute that I see every other Tuesday. So it's a very different approach then, but I'm using my coaching there as well. And then finally, in the NHS group menopause consultations, again, for the menopause, we do sort of a general, what is the menopause chat. They have general questions, but then they all have 5 minutes one-to-one with me. But a lot of that is finding out, what's going on, what have they learned, what do you feel you could do differently? And again, it's very much using a coaching approach to try and help them to find a way to help themselves.
Yeah. That's brilliant that you're managing to incorporate it into all of your roles. And as you say, also into your personal life as well, just having better conversations with people. So what do you think are the main coaching approaches you adopt when you're using your coaching skills?
So I'm very much person-centered.
Okay.
I'm very much about personalised healthcare and therefore also personalised to that individual. So my approach is different according to who I'm coaching and why they've come for coaching. So sometimes people know you're a doctor, so they're coming more for solution-focused coaching. But then as you talk to them and, you get into actually my life's all over the place, I don't know where I am, I don't know what I want, it comes away from that and it becomes more, tell me more. What's happening, and sometimes somebody can come for menopause sort of coaching, but actually it's life coaching because they're just overwhelmed and that's what's going on and that's what we've discovered, and then it's going into all of that. So I'm very much person-centered with my approach.
Yeah, but obviously a bit of solution focus.
With a bit of solution focus.
And I think I recall having a conversation with you where you were talking about introducing some transactional analysis models into your coaching as well.
I have used that as well with, again, and this is why it's so different. It depends on the individual. So when I first would sort of do my practice coaching, I had people coming in and I love the river of life. And so sometimes just I like to get to know them and that would be their homework.
Yeah.
But then if we got to talking about things and I would ask, where does that come from? And then they would bring up their childhood. Yeah. And so we could bring in transactional analysis, drivers, all of it. And it's really powerful. It's really powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Transformational.
Yes, exactly, Helen.
Yes.
I'm loving this. And because most of my clients are women of a certain age, as the phrase goes, it is always really interesting to pull out what is menopausal stuff, what is lifestyle and learnt, and just the way you've always been, what is overwhelm, and sometimes it's all mixed together. It's a big unpacking, isn't it? Yeah. So completely understand that. You mentioned the river of life. What would you say is your favourite tool overall?
I was thinking about what tools I use the most, and because of what I'm doing at the minute with the health coaching, particularly with Dream, I think it's actually visualization. So kind of the miracle question, magic wand question, kind of where would you like to see yourself, or okay, and if you wake up on your perfect day. So that tends to be used the most. But I do, as I say, I love the river of life. And the wheel as well can be important where people want to focus their coaching if there's many things going on. So I'd say they are my most used tools.
Fabulous. So what about questions? Because coaching is all about questions. What's your favourite question to ask currently?
I think, so I was on holiday recently and I read The Choice by Edith Eger. And it really hit home because I think it's the question I use the most as well, which is tell me more. Not a question, is it? But it is. But it tends to be the thing I say the most, or if I reflect back, how does that make you feel? I think are my two most used questions, and the ones that I feel elicit a good, bring things out a little.
Very person-centered.
Yeah.
Lovely to hear that you're still using the playing back, as that's embedded. As I say to people starting the course, it's the one thing that tends to get left behind with coaches when they finish their training, that they tend to go on and just ask another question and just, it becomes a bit of an interrogation. So lovely that learning has stayed with you. And yeah, that's great. So thank you, Sherina, for sharing your thoughts on coaching. And you've obviously shared your other roles that you're involved in professionally. So what do you do when you're not coaching?
So I'm a mum. So I have a 5-year-old and I also have a house rabbit, an 11-year-old house rabbit that
11 years
I'm
old.
Absolutely obsessed with, yes.
I had no idea rabbits live that long.
They generally don't.
You're doing something right then.
Yeah, he's about 10 years, but yeah, no, he's still quite happy. He's currently sleeping in our living room. And yeah, so obviously the pair of them take up a lot of my time. I should say, because as a lifestyle physician, I really do try to practice what I preach. So I do meditate every day without fail. And I try and get a bit of yoga in, because these are all things that I can just do at home. There's a new reformer Pilates that I've started to go to. And yeah, and do you know what, for me, one of the big things that came up in the coaching was social connection that I felt I didn't put enough time into. So yeah, I kind of meet up with mum friends. I discovered cinema again recently. I haven't been for so long.
Oh, lovely.
Thanks to Barbie.
Good old Barbie.
Barbie's ace. What a brilliant film.
I've been twice.
Me too.
And if any of my WhatsApp group in it, I've not seen it, I want to go, I'll come. Yeah. But just, yeah, I think, most of my time now is just trying to enjoy life. Life is short, and yeah, when I'm not working, I really want to dedicate that time to my son Noah. He's only 5, so I try and always make sure I'm there. I'm always there for pickup. Yeah, I love reading, cooking. I'm quite plant-based, and obviously, again, I like experimenting with new recipes and dancing. Yeah, just general fun stuff.
Great. And great. Spending time with Noah is obviously really important. I read somewhere the other day that 90% of the time you spend with your children will be over by the time they're 18. And it was a bit of a sobering thought. And I guess it's true, once they get to that age, they probably don't want to spend a lot of time with you. But so you kind of have to make the most of it, don't you?
Yeah, I don't want to have any regrets. And I'm getting all the time I can with him now while I can.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
And thinking about the connections, I think you mentioned that you're also working with a yoga instructor and a personal trainer. And
yes.
So how does that work?
Yeah, so the yoga instructor I have known for some time, because she's a friend of a friend. Actually, that friend is on your coaching diploma at the minute. And so I have been going for some time too. She has self-care Sundays, you like these, Helen, where she has sort of the sound therapy with a bit of yoga, and they're every other month. So we met on a retreat as well. I went to a retreat and I told her about the menopause things I was doing. I was thinking of all this, and she was doing yoga for menopause. So basically we got together and do these workshops. So we've got another one coming up in October, which is really lovely. Yeah.
I'm quite tempted to come along.
Oh, you should. It's in Hartley Whitney.
Very good. So, and just go back briefly to your coaching. What's next for you in terms of your coaching development?
Ooh.
Sorry, I'm throwing that one in, Sherina. So you've got time.
You know what? Every time, because the other day I was looking, there's a mindfulness course, and I was like, oh, I'd really like to do that. And my husband is fed up, and he's like, oh my God, not another course.
You've become a lifelong learner.
So, yeah, do you know what? I'm quite happy where I am at the minute. I'm always learning. I'm always reading. I'm in a physician coaching and mentors group as well, and that's really nice, just to hear what others are doing and educating each other. So yes, one thing I haven't done, which I've started to do after your course, which I think you should tell everyone to do, is keep up that log, the coaching log. Yeah,
I do suggest that when we do our accreditation workshops, because otherwise, if you get behind and then at a subsequent time want to go for accreditation, you have to spend, as I did, hours going through your diary and filling out your log.
Exactly.
But it's also just good practice in terms of reflection, isn't it?
Yes.
True. Well, I kind of, once I had your certificate, Tom, I stopped logging things, and then I realised actually I need to keep logging, so I am now. But so I'm actually quite happy where I am.
No, that's great, and I think it's a good thing to hear, because we cover so much ground on the diploma, and a lot of people say, "Oh, do you know, there's so much that's come at us. I need time for this to settle and sink in." You're using your transactional analysis, you're using solution focus. Like, other things will just settle, and it will all emerge in time.
Could I just ask one other question before we finish? Is that okay? We are speaking to lots of people who are involved with lifestyle medicine, and obviously many doctors still coming for general coach training in transformational coaching. What would you say to someone who was looking at our course?
Oh my goodness, just do it. You will not regret it. I know so many people who have done this course now. And also even I had a review with somebody the other day. I just met them. They're in my cohort. And she told me she's doing your course too. So nobody regrets doing this course. Everybody gets something out of it. I think if you are a GP, and especially if you're interested in lifestyle medicine, I actually think it's a must now. Even if you're not, it will enhance your consultation skills. And take away from the professional side of things, it will really help you to focus on what's important. You get that time to yourself because you do get the coaching in the course, and it may make you decide you don't even want to be a doctor anymore. But what it will do, it will make you comfortable with that decision, and it will help you decide what you want. I think it really is transformational, and I'd recommend anybody to do it.
Thank you. And interestingly, we obviously have people that decide they don't want to be GP anymore, but we also have people that reconnect with what it is they got from being a GP. Absolutely. That they sort of lost along the way somewhere, and they just reconnect with that sense of meaning around it. So,
or you find a way to be a doctor on your terms, which is really what I've done.
Yeah, wonderful stuff. Thank you, Sherina. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. It's been lovely to catch up. I think we'll be catching up again at the Lifestyle Medicine Conference as well, but it's been great to reconnect with you and to hear your thoughts. And it's so lovely to hear that you're finding ways to use your coaching, and that you're out there doing the do, aren't you? You're walking the walk.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
great to hear.
So thank you both. It's been brilliant. It's been such a journey, and it's been lovely to speak to you both today.
Thank you, Sherina.
Okay, and next time on this podcast, we'll be talking about another coaching tool related to PERMA, a model in positive psychology and how you can use that with your clients. So if you want to know more about positive psychology and a really powerful way to work with your clients, subscribe now so you don't miss an episode, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
See you again. Bye-bye.
This has been a Monkey Pants Productions podcast.